So you're gonna use it all the day.
All the day.
All the week and all the day of all the week.
Exactly,
Got it.
exactly.
Did you have a number of how many people you wanted to talk to each day?
No, I couldn't worry about that.
Is this on some kind of special phone system, some dialer?
No dialer.
This is your cell phone.
This is a cell phone.
You're dialing with your finger.
Old school, yes.
Old school, dialing with your finger.
Dialing my finger. I'm here to give you the secret on how I was able to do that.
And what happens if you dial the phone 3 times and they answer on the 3rd time and they say, why do you keep calling me?
Smile and dial.
Smile and dial.
Yes.
Okay, so you got them on the phone,
Yes.
smile and dial. So when you text them, did they ever text you back?
I was teetering around, $30,000, $35,000 a month before that. And so like having to do that in a week.
What we do with that one?
I could do it. I could do it. I know I could.
Hey, I gotta see it to believe it. My name's David Price. If you see something you like, please hit the thumbs up button. If you want to see some additional content that we're putting out there, hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell so you get a notification. Today, I have Miss Bianca, Lady on Fire. I talked to her, I got her to agree how she has submitted over $30,000 in business in a single week, all final expense, all with her own pen. And she agreed to give the secret to teach you exactly how to do it. So Bianca, thank you so much for one, being willing to give the secret, but 2, coming out here and seeing us. Thank you. So Bianca, let's hear it.
Awesome. So I'm here to give you the secret on how I was able to do that. So, the first thing was I saw that somebody else had done it before me, right? And, I just wanted to really challenge myself to see if it was something that I could also do. So I came up with a goal, a target, right? So I wanted to write $30,000 in business all over the phone.
In 1 week.
In 1 week. In 1 week, exactly.
And what was your best week before that?
In one state with one carrier.
In one state with one carrier.
Yeah, I think before that, my best week was really in the field. I think I wrote like $17,000 in
17,000 in the field.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not even close on the phone
Not
at this
even
point.
close.
Okay.
Not even close. Not even close.
Okay.
So, I had a goal, right? So I had the target, and then I had to come up with a plan, right? So I knew that I was going to work 7 days.
Every day of the week.
Every day of the
You're
week.
to maximize the week.
Maximize the week,
Okay.
yes. I was going to follow our system, right? So, our system is you start your first call at 9 a.m. and you work till dark 30. So I was going to do that.
So you're gonna use it all the day.
All the day.
All the week and all the day of all the week.
Exactly,
Got it.
exactly. I got 200 leads.
200 leads.
200 leads.
Okay.
Yes.
Were you worried about if you didn't sell them?
No, I couldn't worry about that.
Okay.
Yeah, I got 200 leads. And I knew that I was going to just try to talk to as many people as I could each day.
Okay.
So I was just going to literally 10x my activity.
Did you have a number of how many people you wanted to talk to each day?
I really didn't.
Okay.
To be honest with you, I just knew that the leads were going to get me the production.
Okay.
So as long as I went through all the leads and talked to as many people as I can, the production was going to be there.
Okay.
Right. And so, that was the plan. And I had to eliminate all distractions. So I paid my mom $500 and said, here, I need you to take care of my kids for a week.
Okay.
I'm going all in.
So
right?
no bringing people to the airport.
No bringing people to the airport.
Got it.
Yeah. No bringing people to the store. I've actually had one of my coworkers answer all of my agents' phone calls.
Okay.
Because I literally was totally laser focused.
Okay.
Also told all of my coworkers, hey, I really need your support. I'm going to be trying to break this record. I really need y'all cheering me on. So eliminate all distractions and really just got to work. I went to my office, locked myself in the room. I think I started on Friday, 9 a.m. and just started calling. And honestly, I wasn't even really trying to close these people. It was if they didn't want it, I was on to the next person. I had this big stack of leads in front of me and I was like, this is it, And so I just started calling, and it was every day I was hitting the goal that I had set out for myself.
So let's back it up, right? So you're calling. Is this on some kind of special phone system, some dialer?
No dialer.
This is your cell phone.
This is a cell phone.
You're dialing with your finger.
Old school, yes.
Old school, dialing with your finger.
Dialing my finger.
Direct mail leads.
Direct mail leads, exactly.
They're picking up.
They're picking up.
And you're seeing if they want insurance.
Exactly.
And if they don't want insurance, you're calling the next one.
Exactly.
That doesn't sound that hard.
No, super simple.
Right.
Super simple.
Okay.
Yeah. And again, all in one state with only one carrier. So, all these people that think they have to, have all these different carriers to make all this money, and it's actually more convoluted and more complicated. It's a lot easier to just one carrier.
That's it. So you didn't have to decide like, oh my God, let's see what carrier you're going to use. You just said you're getting a senior life policy.
Senior life policy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Lucky Senior Life covers everyone from 0 to 85.
Exactly.
So you're good on that department anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I really broke it down like, 30,000 divided by 7. Okay. I needed to do this much every single day. And like, there were some days where like I didn't.
So 6,000 a day.
6,000 a day. Okay. Yeah. So there were some days where I was like just shy, and like, I was like, man, and I just kept telling myself, okay, you're going to do it. You're going to do it. And I had all the people from the home office, messaging me, telling me like,
I'm sorry, it would have been like 4,000 a day. I'm thinking of a 5-day week. You used all 7 days of the week.
I used all 7 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like each day, like I felt like, there was days where I didn't actually hit the target, but I just kept going. I'm like, okay, well, there were some days where I actually woke up a little bit earlier, like got to the office and started calling or like worked later than I had the day before. And I just was keeping track. So that's another thing too, like just tracking your activity. I think even, when you're not trying to like break a record, but just in general, that way, like where you're going, like your target's this is what you've done each day. And you can really track it and scale if you're close or if you're just totally far off.
So if you felt like you didn't get the activity in the one day, you woke up extra early or worked extra late the following day
exactly.
to make up for it. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you know how many times you dialed the phone each day?
I don't. I mean,
as many times as you could, I guess,
yeah,
right?
I was doing like, over $200 a day.
Over $200.
Yeah. And I was calling each person like 3 times. If they didn't answer, I was sending text messages,
Okay, so that's so each lead got $3.
$3.
Then you left the voicemail, the third one, right?
Yeah.
And then you sent a text message.
Send a text, yeah.
Okay, and does that ever help? Does that ever work?
Yeah, I get about a 50% response back.
Okay, so you're, and what happens if you dial the phone 3 times and they answer on the 3rd time and they say, why do you keep calling me? Does that ever happen?
Sometimes.
Sometimes?
Yeah.
Does it stop you?
No, it doesn't.
No?
No, it
So you
doesn't.
just, so if they're angry, what do you do? How do you deal with it?
I just kill them with kindness.
You kill them with kindness?
I kill them with kindness.
So you don't cry?
Yeah. No, I don't cry.
You don't cry. You
no.
kill them with kindness.
No. I mean, if you got to talk to me on the phone, I was like, David, the reason why I'm calling is you requested information about some final expense coverage.
I can't even yell at you.
Yeah, no.
No, I can't. Yeah, I could feel you smiling through the phone.
Exactly.
So you smiled the whole time.
Smile and dial.
Smile and dial.
Yes.
Okay, so you got them on the phone,
Yes.
smile and dial. So when you text them, did they ever text you back?
Sometimes they would tell me like, hey, call me at 5.
Okay,
like
and you call them at 5?
Yeah, call them at 5, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was just really just relentlessly focused.
Relentlessly focused.
200
leads.
200 leads.
Used all the days of the week.
Used all the days
And
of the
then
week.
used all the hours of the day.
Exactly.
Pay the mom to take the kids.
Yes.
And pay the friend to take the calls.
Exactly.
And you did $30,000 in production in 1 week, 100% on the phone.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sounds easy.
It was easy.
Why doesn't more people do it?
I think it's the belief.
So
Actually, I know it's the belief.
you know it's the belief.
You know.
So why did you believe you could do it, considering that you've never done anything close to that before?
Well, like I said, there was a proof of concept that somebody else had already done it before me. Mm-hmm. And they told me exactly how they did it. They gave me the blueprint of how I could do it.
So one person can do it, the next person can do it, right?
Exactly. So, I mean, to me, I know I can do anything that I set my mind to. And that's the thing is, it's really mind over matter. And I believe a lot of people, it's like they're given the roadmap, but they just don't believe that they can actually do it, or they're scared or they don't really want to put in the work or like they just come up with excuses, they get in their own way. And for me, it was like, move out the way, I'm here.
Move out the way. So a lot had to do with mindset.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That was another thing too, like every morning, like I was listening to something motivational, just
up.
really trying to pump myself up. Cause I think that's important too. Like
You're doing jumping jacks?
Yeah. I don't know if I was doing jumping jacks, but I was just like, a lot of like positive self-talk, just telling myself like, cause that's the thing is like, I had the plan, I wrote it down and I literally spoke it into existence.
The days had to be long.
Yeah, it was. It was. I mean,
you did months worth of work in a week. You did 2 months worth of work in a week, really.
Yeah.
For an average agent.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much, I was teetering around, $30,000, $35,000 a month before that. And so like having to do that in a week was, you know.
So when are you going to see $120,000 a month?
Yeah.
When are we going to see that?
Yeah.
30 times 4.
Yeah.
What are we doing that one?
I could do it. I could do it. I know.
Hey, I got to see it to believe it.
Yeah.
That would make a great video. Do you guys want to see Bianca write $120,000 of final expense business with her own pen in 1 month?
Yeah.
Comment below if you want to see it. We'll make her do it. We'll make the video, and then we'll tell you exactly how she did it.
Yeah. When I feel like, too, like a month is a really, like a lot of stuff can get in the way in 1 month, right?
You have to pay your mom more.
Yeah. I have to really probably give my kids away.
Adoption, right? Might work.
Yeah. But a week was something that was like doable for me.
Right.
So
we can stand on our head for a week, right?
Yeah, it was extremely achievable, So, really if this is something that you want to do, like I literally just gave you the roadmap, the secrets to how I did it. So, again, just believe in yourself that you could do it. If I could do it, you could definitely do it.
Awesome. Yeah. So that's the secret. You told it all.
That's the secret.
Nothing else. You ain't holding anything else.
No.
Secret leads. No magic leads.
No.
No magic dialer.
No.
No super special phone number you're calling from that says please answer.
Yeah.
It says heaven's calling.
Yeah.
Right? Nothing.
No. I didn't have to change my phone number. You didn't burn my phone number. I didn't have anybody fronting for me
No fronts. That's it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, again, I appreciate you. Always glad you give us some time. Thank you so much. Super pumped to see what other goals you come up with. Matter of fact, I am probably going to try to come up with a goal for you.
Yes,
just
please.
to see, because I feel like you're getting bored over here.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Let's challenge myself a little bit more.
Let's find another goal for you.
Yeah.
So again, if you saw something you like, hit the thumbs up button. If you want to see additional content that we're putting out, please subscribe, hit that little bell so you get a notification. And again, I appreciate everyone. Put some stuff in the comments so we can make more videos to provide more value to help more agents like yourself. Thank you.
Thank you.